So your new album is out now. How long has it been in the making, and what's that process been like?
Well, Nick.
About 6 years in the making.
Yeah.
So we reformed pretty much late 2012, early 2013, I think, and we kind of started pretty much instantly. So we had 2 songs that were initially released and kind of rushed out just to get out for a tour that we were doing at the time. They got reworked a little bit and they're back on the album. So the whole process was kind of really bit piece. It was done over a long period of time.
Yeah, not 6 years every day.
No,
Yeah.
it was
9 to 5.
it was just kind of built and sculpted over time. So
Yeah.
there was 3 different main predominant recording sessions for the instrumentation that were all done at our sound man Jerry's studio in Norfolk. Al recorded the bulk of his vocals in a place just outside of Rome, about an hour's drive outside of Rome. So yeah, it was just done sort of like all over the place, and stems were flying back and forth. We've never done and worked like that before, so with the invention of technology, it's a completely different way of writing an album for us, which is great. You know, really kind of FaceTime, Skype, just sort of like shooting ideas back and forth across the continent. Different.
That's the good thing, you can do that now these days. Is that will you continue to write that way?
There's no option.
There's no
Yeah.
other option.
Yeah.
But like before, there wasn't a time constraint on us. So like some things I revisited like a year after. Like some of the vocals I re-recorded like a year. I was like, I don't like that. I'll just do it again.
Yeah.
So
Now there's
you know,
more of a time constraint. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Before it's kind of like, let's just get it right. Let's work on it till we're happy. Now I think we're going to have to pull up our socks a bit faster and get stuff done in months as opposed to years.
Yeah, I mean, kind of have to work that way because we simply don't have the budget to go into a well-equipped recording studio for 3 weeks and do an album in the conventional way anyway. But we wouldn't be happy to work that way now. I think we've just got used to working with a lot more pre-production and post-production and the songs kind of evolve from the time that we start recording to the time that we finish recording anyway. It's like we've got another 6 or 7 songs in the making where the bulk of the music is already recorded. By the time the vocals are fully written and recorded, we would have adjusted the music a bit as well and added bits and changed the arrangement of it and stuff. And you can do that with modern technology.
Yeah.
But I think the only downside of it is that unless you have deadlines, there's no cut-off point because there's never a point when you're absolutely happy with it. You can carry on working on it and it never sees the light of day if you're not careful, you know.
Yeah, so this is the first time ever for any album that we had an excess of material. Normally we wrote specifically and there was never anything that didn't make it on an album. Whereas with this one, it's like 19 tunes, 11, 12 made it on, and then there's like another 6, 7 that haven't. They only didn't make it on because Al picked and chose the ones he wanted to write to, and was like, okay, well, I finished something with this, I'm going to do something on that one, and that's how it kind of got built, really. So yeah, no, it's good. Looking forward to it. The next one's going to be pretty weird as well. Kind of.
I'm glad to hear you say there's going to be a next one. That was going to be my follow-on question. So there's more material either
hopefully we're all up for doing it.
Yeah, for sure there'll be more from us,
Yeah.
and I should imagine it will materialise eventually as an album. We might do single releases up until that time.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah,
so
because of the time thing that we were talking about it earlier.
yeah,
We decided that's a really nice way of doing it. Just releasing singles here or there,
Every-
2 tracks here or there, and then maybe at the end of it compile it into an album if people want it as one collection, and then it'd be sort of like a time collection over a period of 2 years or something.
Yeah.
It's probably a better way of doing
rather
it.
than waiting another couple of years for the next album, you kind of lose momentum in that period. It sort of makes more sense just to keep the thing bubbling, you know, keep the social media going, have a video for every single release, and then eventually
That's what the kids are doing these days.
Yeah.
But you know, if you're Ariana Grande or whatever, it's a new song every 2-3 weeks or 2-3
We're
months.
just like that.
Just like that.
Well, that's how we do it, some of our model.
Do you have a favourite song on the album and a reason why?
Collectively, probably not.
It kind of changes all the time, doesn't it? Like, I don't know.
Whichever one we're working on at that particular time tends to be the favourite.
I think for me, Colonel Panic, I really love Panic. I think it's a big tune. It's got that West Coast kind of 60s layered melodies. It's got a great vibe to it. It's just you put it on and it gives you a bit of a smile. It doesn't anyway. So yeah, I'm kind of proud of that one. It's good.
Yeah, for me, I think at the moment, because like I say, it changes all the time. But at the moment, probably Blackbeards is the one that I'm least tired of hearing. Let's say because we've heard it so many times. That's how we kind of analyse it now. But yeah, that one, I'm not bored of that one yet.
I haven't heard it anyway for you. I haven't heard it since it's been out.
Yeah, yeah, same here. Because I haven't got stereo. I can only listen to music in the car. I need the right side speaker at the front. It's working, so I'm only hearing half of it at the moment.
Especially after the panning.
Yeah.
Extreme panning.
So yeah.
Apart from last night, obviously, when you played it.
Yeah.
Can you talk us through some of the lyrical content? I don't know if how was that?
Yeah, I mean, try to do something a bit different now from the albums before, because otherwise it's just doing the same thing. It's boring. So, that was another reason why it took a long time, because I thought about what I wanted to do lyrically, and kind of just like with an idea. But all the songs are kind of like a stream of thought. It's not particularly about one thing, and so it kind of starts with something and moves on and kind of. Goes off on tangents, and so having to find a subject matter, but not just talking about that one thing, so you can elaborate, go off in different places. It was kind of and also I didn't want to made a conscious decision not to. I didn't want it, because when I listen back to a lot of the old records and stuff, I kind of get I get kind of tired of the repetition in it. So there's a lot of words there.
But you've done a kind of synopsis as well, haven't you? For our each song, they're kind of about something, but they kind of like I said before, it's multiple.
It's like a stream of all the songs are like a stream of thought now, rather than one specific topic.
Kind of open to interpretation a bit as well.
Yeah, if you want.
If they're 6 years in the making, they're kind of going to be, aren't they? If you keep saying to them. I've got a question. Do you have any thoughts on the ska, the punk scene at the moment?
I mean, it seems quite healthy. Like you were asking earlier on about the Manchester gig last night. I thought it was good to see a lot of very young punk kids. So there's still teenagers getting into it. There's still something happening. And I mean, the ska punk thing, we've always had a sort of interesting relationship with the whole ska punk scene, because we've always considered ourselves to be slightly outsiders to a certain extent. We're not ska punk per se, we're not like a generic ska punk band as such, but there's clearly always been elements of ska and punk to our music, so we've always fitted that genre. But we're not really kind of close followers of the scene, so we're not in a great position to really say how unhealthy or unhealthy it is.
I don't listen to it. I have to say it's kind of another. I think that's good. I think that's why we do what we do. If we listen to it, we'd be writing it, and it's kind of, and then it goes around in a circle, and you don't get anywhere.
It's so subjective to what punk is. It can mean different things to different people. It means something different to lots of people. Is it a type of music? Is it because you've got the music and the fashion? And some people might listen to a new record and go, no, that's not punk at all. And like as a style of music, no, it doesn't sound like, I don't know, like their version. I mean, some people think like Green Day or that's their idea of what punk music is. But I don't know. I think it's difficult to say, because like I said, we don't follow the scene to say.
It's quite interesting how the recent press that there's been this week around the album, there's constant references to ska punk and how our new album sits with the current ska punk scene and stuff. It's quite interesting to see how we are perceived by other people. Clearly, people have this very strong idea that we're a ska punk band, and that's fine. Quite happy to be perceived in any way people want. But there seems to be like a need for people to put you in a box. And we've always had this thing of never really quite fitting in any box.
In our hole, basically.
That's right. We've always been very eclectic.
Yeah. It depends what your point of reference is as well.
Yeah.
If like I said before.
So that's fine. I mean, in the late '90s, when when the whole ska punk thing was really at its peak, I guess, with a lot of American bands, Less Than Jake, Real Big Fish, Goldfinger, all those kind of bands coming over. We benefited from that surge of interest in that music. We were seen as being sort of at the forefront of the British end of the ska punk scene, and that was fine. But even then, we kind of felt like we were outsiders, it's just the way we roll. We've always been a bit different.
Always had a chip on our shoulders, what you say. It's a weird one. It is a weird one. It's just scenes are scenes.
Yeah.
Scenes come and scenes go, and if you attach yourself to them, and you're condemning yourself. Really, I think it's nice to be able to float to one side of things and just do things your own way. Really, it's always the best way.
You know, we're musicians. We want to experiment a bit with our music as well. We don't just do like 10 albums of like day in day out or Poison in the Air. So it's
Basically, we're just trying to build up to the fact that the next album's going to be world music.
That's
Left field.
We want to play one man.
Experimental jazz.
We want to go and play one man. That's the
just sort of like breaking the ice gently.
It's always served us well that we've been quite an eclectic band because we have played with such a variety. We've supported, metal bands. We've supported trad ska acts. We've been billed with all manner of music. We've played with Boney M. I mean, we're all over the place. So that's great. Whereas a lot of our kind of contemporaries, as it were, have been a lot more kind of, the way that they've been billed has always been.
Yeah, it's difficult to categorise our music.
Yeah.
Even for us, I don't know what to call our music.
Wild style, the wild style.
There's elements. Nobody knows what that is. Not even us. So it's difficult to categorise, what we do, and like I say, it's people say, okay, it's kind of ska, it's kind of punk. Oh, it's ska punk. But there's a heavier side of our music. There's a more kind of like reggae laid back side to our music. So it's eclectic. It's a mix. It's a mix of everything. But at the end of the day, shouldn't cage yourself into these.
What you get out of us?
You shouldn't cage yourself into these categories. And there's music is a vast ocean. And you shouldn't restrict yourself to listen to
People
one
clearly
type of
like
music.
to do that, though, don't they? They like to think I'm a fan of this kind of music, and I'm not a fan of this kind of music.
Maybe less.
That sort of
It's always been like that. Probably, but I think it's less. It's kind of less now. With playlists, the way that people listen to music, the way that people consume music is different now. So there's less of it, but still,
Fair enough. And lastly, what does the rest of the year hold for King Prawn?
Well, I mean, the gigs are rolling in. We announced the release of the album over a very short period of time. So we're a little bit late getting on some of the UK festivals that we might otherwise have had bookings to play this summer. But there are offers coming in. Seems that word's getting around that we've got a new record out, and so that's good. So we're up for playing. UK tour in October. We haven't announced the dates yet, but we'll be doing our own headline tour to coincide with the release of a third single from the album. Then we've got a few festivals in summer. We're headlining Boomtown Fair in August. Well, one of the stages there, the smaller stages, and we're going back out to Belgium. We're going to Croatia as well. We used to do really well in both those countries, so it's really good to sort of get some footing back there again. Just trying to get back out there and spread the word of the new album, really. Yeah.
We finish writing the next one.
Next one. Yeah, that's it.
Now let's talk about the current video, which was filmed at Boomtown, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When was that? A couple of years?
Last year.
Yeah, that's right. That was last year. That was no, it was the year before. Because we since we've reformed, we've been asked to play Boomtown every other year, which is probably more than most bands get asked to go back. And so it was the year, but it was 2017, Boomtown 2017. We'd already had in mind, we'd written Level Up, and we already had in mind that would be a single. So we thought, let's film it, and we can use that footage for the promo video for the single when it comes out, and that's what we've done. So we've just basically edited live footage of us performing that song to the studio recording of that song, and that's what's out there at the moment on social media and YouTube and stuff. And we're working on the next one very soon. Will be the next video for the next single. And I'd say what the next single is going to be.
Yeah, I think so.
Seven Seas will be the next single. Yeah.
Okay. With a concept behind the video.
with the concept, yeah, but probably best not let him to explain that.
Well, it's being shot tomorrow. It's being shot at the Hastings gig tomorrow, so it's going to be like a little coastal seaside resort video featuring
Our very own Eddie.
our very own iconic mascot that probably very few people know. Would be the Elvis Prawn from the cover of Friday in London, the second
Has
album.
returned.
Yeah, he's returned from the sea to claim his rightful place. So yeah, it's good. A lot of pre-production work. Carl, who's putting out the vinyl for the album, he's got a little team working. Knocked up a mask, knocked up the Elvis white suit. So it's going to look great. It's going to appear on stage with us tomorrow. Yeah, fun and games. Yeah, so the video's kind of revolve around him basically. A nerd prawn that morphs into the king prawn.
Fantastic. I think that says it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, guys. I appreciate
Nice
taking
one,
the
Matt. Thank you
time.
very much.
Cheers, man.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Level up, level